Boom.
Particular mushroom.
Hello everyone, this is Particular Mushroom. And if you've seen the title, you might be thinking, oh no, it's another one of those challenge videos. So exciting. And to that I say, yes, exactly. Exciting! But before we super jump right in, let's get everyone on the same page. One of the unique things Super Mario Sunshine has going for it is Flood. You've always got the standard spray nozzle, which adds new and exciting ways to interact with the game world. Cleaning off goop, materializing coins, annoying the heck out of residents, and more. Then you have 3 possible flood augments: the hover nozzle, the rocket nozzle, and the turbo nozzle. Unlike the spray nozzle, these 3 augments focus on movement and control of Mario. The hover nozzle greatly increases air control and air time, providing precision and flexibility on tight platforming, and allowing Mario to reach otherwise inaccessible locations. The rocket nozzle throws out this precision in exchange for intense vertical height. You won't have as much control, but those that master the rocket nozzle can reach lofty heights quickly and reach new places too. Now the turbo nozzle, well, the turbo nozzle makes you go real fast. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like going fast as much as the next guy. However, what the turbo nozzle provides gameplay-wise is severely limited. There are a few challenges which recommend the turbo nozzle, but you can complete them without the thing. If it weren't for these gates, which add nothing to gameplay, you just break them, you wouldn't need the turbo nozzle at all to 100% the game. Overall, my time with the turbo nozzle was massively eclipsed by the other 2 nozzles. I found myself picking up the nozzle in several stages, zooming around for a bit, and then asking, what is there to do with the turbo nozzle? What can I do with the turbo nozzle? That is the question. And so, I began the journey to discover the hidden worth, a new appreciation for a nozzle lost in a sea of rocket storage and objective usefulness. I found a few things, but none were as exciting and overly excessive as the Turbo Box Challenge. The Turbo Box Challenge is a 5-stage gauntlet in which you must use the turbo nozzle to speed past obstacles and reach the shine. In each stage, which is a secret box, will bring along the turbo nozzle and probably a bucket of lives too. Our task is specifically 1. From the starting platform, begin to turbo, and 2. Grab the shine without stopping once. This means if we smack a wall, stop turboing, or run out of water, we jump off and reset the stage. I know you're close, but that's just not good enough. Although, if you mess up right at the beginning of the stage, walking back to the starting platform is acceptable. Let's start with stage 1, since it's the perfect launching point for this whole operation. Stage 1 is located in Delfino Plaza inside the police station. This secret box is designed as a turbo nozzle course already, so it's a great way to practice our skills with the turbo nozzle. There's just one little complication. The platforms are all spaced nicely, except for the last one. It's all too easy to grab the ledge, but since that breaks Rule 2, it's no-go. In order to land on the last platform, we can jump on the very edge of the prior platform. However, this won't give you the distance to grab the shine, so we'll have to time one more jump precisely as you land on the final platform. If you can do that, I'd say you're ready for Stage 2, Airtime Slide. First, we'll have to get to Stage 2, which is the secret box near the lighthouse in Delfino Plaza. Moving across this set of platforms proves to be a sort of mini-stage, and this is a good time to learn a pivotal mechanic in the Turbo Box Challenge: air braking. While we're always stuck at full speed while on the ground, anytime we're in the air, we can hold backwards on the control stick to drastically reduce our speed. Tilting left and right also reduces speed, but not as much. This technique provides more control, allowing us to get to the pipe with ease. The stage itself also recommends air braking. Touching the slope will immediately cancel any turboing, so the only way to complete this stage is to take a free-fall flight with your flood friend. However, without any input, you'll most likely fly right over the shine. So let's put our air braking skills to the test. Go! So the second slot here is lined up with the shine, but don't worry about getting the angle perfect as you will be able to adjust later. So then once you get going, it's time to make some popcorn, check your email, do the taxes. And then about here, now's when you want to readjust your angle if necessary, and then when it's all good, you just put on the brakes and slam right into that shine. Boom, nice and easy. Well, if you do it right. Now let's head on to Stage 3, Sandy Sprint. Stage 3 in Episode 1 of Gelato Beach is easy to get to, but you'll need to unlock the turbo nozzle first, which appears in this little alcove, starting at Episode 4. Press and hold R to zoom. Then in Episode 1, you can find the turbo nozzle chilling on its own little private island. Once inside, we're gonna have to break the rules a bit. So I don't know any possible way to grab the shine while turboing, since it's all the way up there. So instead, the goal will be to pass through this little gateway here. The red button is in a bit of a sore spot, but with some air braking, the stage is pretty standard fare. Alright, here we go again. So I air brake right here so I don't hit the button. It happens way too often. But then after that, it's pretty much, ooh, that was a close one. It's pretty much just, yeah, you just go and you do it and you win and score big. And don't listen to the screen saying, too bad, you won. You totally won. Now let's move on to Stage 4, Precarious Platforms. Once again, we'll have to unlock the turbo nozzle before we reach Stage 4. This time, however, we can both access the turbo nozzle and enter the secret box in Episode 8 of Bianco Hills. You can find the turbo nozzle over on the far end of the lake. No, don't go in! You done screwed it up. We need to reach the hillside cave, which can prove troublesome. I tried a bunch of ineffective ways, including this stupid pole that completely denies your wall jump if you come at it the wrong way. No, don't be like me and try this crazy stuff. Just stand next to this sign, face the rocket nozzle, and turbo right onto this ledge. It seems really stupid that this works, but it prevents a lot of heartache. Once inside, the stage actually isn't too difficult. Yeah, the beginning is a bit of an odd box, and you might get unlucky with the dancing cubes, but you can basically jump right over the 10th annual box convention. So your jump can get over 2 of the rectangles here, but just barely, so you're gonna have to time it pretty precisely. Then you want to hit this first box here and jump over the rest of them. Don't hit any of the cubes, but that's pretty much just a luck thing you might have to try a few times, and then there you go. On to Stage 5, Twirly-Whirlies of Doom. You know the drill. Unlock the turbo nozzle, which can be found inside this ship on Episode 8 of Rico Harbor. Then head back to Episode 4, The Secret of Rico Tower, and grab the turbo nozzle right at the start. Next is to scale the tower, which I tried the most obtuse idea to getting up there to don't do this. Again, there's a really easy way in which you just wall jump right here. There's even a sign that tells you to do this. Pay attention to signs, people. It'll improve your health. Or something. Maybe. Now, Stage 5 is no joke. It will put to test your courage, resolve, and everything you know and love about this game. Well, everything about the turbo nozzle anyway. Do you like going fast as much as you think you do? The longest stage in the challenge not only stresses out the game's wacky physics engine, but also introduces a mechanic that hasn't been important thus far. And it's a bit creepy, like The developers know about this. Basically, your tank doesn't have enough water to get from one end of the stage to the other. Without any water pockets, the only way to refill your tank is to collect a 1-up. Conveniently enough, there are 2 1-ups placed right along the path you take from one end to the other. Without these 1-ups, the stage would be impossible. One other thing I forgot to mention is the path these gears take methodically. This is called a cycle, and you've seen it before in Stage 4. Pretty much any platform that moves has a cycle. But these gears are important because if you don't start your turbo attempt quickly, they'll be in a lousy spot. Are you people ready for this? Let's go! So watch out for those pegs, and you can pretty much turbo on any surface as long as it's not vertical. Now coming up here is pretty important. I grabbed this 1-up. There are 2 1-ups in this stage. You must grab at least one of them. And coming up here, you have to take a right. So that way when you get to the jumbo platform, you can take a left. And with a little luck, you've got it. And so, you've got a stage that pushes to the limit, the turbo nozzle and its mechanics. There is not one... Wait a minute. What the heck? You can spin jump with the turbo nozzle? Oh no! So you remember the secret box someone went in and wasn't supposed to? Well, I had tried to beat it with the turbo nozzle before, but there is no way to get from one end to the other because of the spinning cubes. I thought of adding in extra rules, but too many and it kind of dilutes the whole challenge. However, this otherwise uncrossable gap is possible with the spin jump, and we changed the rules one other time. So if we add one more rule that you don't have to turbo on this cube, and only this cube, the stage finally becomes beatable. However, we also need to discuss cycles. In Stage S, the red and blue spinning panels can severely affect whether we will beat the stage or not. The first set is pretty easy to get past since we can go whenever we want, but set 2 provides much more trouble. Remember that our little brake rule only applies to the cube, so once we step off, we have to turbo. Too often the red and blue panels are in a position in the cycle such that crossing the chasm seems impossible. However, I was able to find a timing that works. If we wait for the entire cutscene, to play and go as soon as the blue panels flip once, the panels will be in a perfect position to hop that pit and grab the shine. This cutscene is kind of part of the whole operation, so I'm just going to let it play out. Alternatively, you can wait for the blue panels to flip over 4 times, but it's easier with the cutscene because you don't have to pay attention, you just wait for it to end, and then when the blue panel flips once, you can just go. Now this is pretty standard stuff, but when you get to this cube here, you have to spin jump. Otherwise, this jump is impossible. And then you have to stop right on this cube. If you stop on the yellow, you're done. You gotta reset. I know that's a pretty subjective rule, but honestly, this whole challenge is pretty subjective. So if you want my certificate of approval, then you've got to do it this way. Now, when the cube gets to the top here, it's going to immediately go down again, so you don't really have any time to wait, you just have to go. But if you waited for that cutscene earlier, you should have 2 nice jumps right here, and then you've got to make a sharp turn left and grab that shine. Boom! You got it! And with that, the Turbo Box Challenge is complete. And I'd say you've earned a certificate of Turbo Nozzle Mastery. I should also have, as a supplement to this video, a playthrough of the Turbo Box Challenge, so check that out if you've got the interest. And 1,000 subscribers in 3 videos? How is that even possible? Thank you all so much, but boy, that is a lot of pressure on me. I hope I can meet your guys' expectations. One thing I'm strongly trying to improve is the speed in which these videos come out. And knowing this, I've also started again the once per week upload on my extras channel. I've got a new series on there that probably has never been done before on YouTube, although my commentary needs some work. But enough rambling on. Thank you all for watching. Have a turbo-tastic day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.